Coach, you've called us in for the day just to come and be with you guys. How has it been? I mean, you guys have been pretty on and off, but the pressure has been the same coming from your fans. How are your preparations for the big game? Just take us through, Coach.
Good afternoon. Yeah, I think I've said this many times this season. All games played by Kaizer Chiefs is pressure games, and we have to always put our best foot forward. We've been trying. The last game and the game before that, we ended up having a draw, even though we had many opportunities to score the goals. But we came back to the drawing board and we worked as hard as we can with the players' mentality in order to control the ball and put the ball in the back of the net. So yes, tomorrow's no difference. We play 8 and 9, which is to us was always a cup final. And tomorrow there's just a little bit more, not pressure, but for us to come out and really, really take the 3 points. It is our own game, and FNB belongs to Kaizer Chiefs.
You're talking about FNB belonging to Kaizer Chiefs. We saw you out in Polokwane last time. Supporters showed you some love, but at the end they were not the happiest. There's this love and hate between Kaizer Chiefs supporters and their team. How do we fix that as a country?
Yeah, there's always love and hate between Chiefs and their supporters, but I think there's more love because you can't please everybody in 16 million. So I think as far as the season is concerned with us now, completing, we want to get the last 2 games on a positive note. And then I'm sure the love will end off on a good note. And you know what it's like. You break up with your wife, but you always have to come back home and you have to apologize. So in one moment, we will do our best for the last 2 games. That's our biggest concentration. And we know how our fans feel about winning and losing.
As things stand, Coach, you're sitting at position 8. Practically speaking, if the league would end today, you would be facing Sundowns in the opening match. And is the coach worried about such stats where you look at where the team is and what might happen, or you want to move as high as possible, which moving would mean that you're probably escaping one of the toughest games in the opening?
I don't think that's my concern right now. I don't think about the competition before the competition plays. I think my concentration, or the team's concentration, is completely on the next game and nothing else.
Coach, obviously a challenging season for the team, but I mean we've seen quite a number of youngsters come through. And what's been your impression of the young players, your Blues, your Obligados? What's been your impression of the youngsters?
Look, the youngsters have always been at Kaizer Chiefs. The ones that have come while I've been in charge has always been as like Obi and Donna Johnson. The other ones I've worked with, they are good players. We need to find the right mix, and you see with Obrigado or Mfundo, his time spent on the pitch has not been that much, but he's getting the moments, he's getting the minutes, and most importantly, he's getting the experience to play in the top flight, PSL. And the others, Shaba was a little bit out, I think. He's now come back, and I think Shaba's 22, 21. But he's not a youngster, and he's really showing his worth. He's done well. I think in the last 4 games he scored about, I think it's 2 goals or 3 goals. But I stand to be corrected, but he's also doing well. And for me, the youngsters are showing their worth now. Yes, we have to look at how we use them because of the results are not there. And sometimes when the results are not there, you got to be very clever as to when you use them and why you use them.
Do you get the sense that the future of the club lies with, some of these boys, in terms of building around them for the future?
I think Kaizer Chiefs, that's the history of Kaizer Chiefs. It's not about building them. It's always been a history of using youngsters in their team and youngsters that they've built themselves. So, yes, they will get a turn. And if it doesn't happen to them, it will happen to one of the others that's coming from the academy.
Coach, I know players go through a dip in form in season. In the case of Edson Castillo, I wouldn't say drop in form, but not as effective as he was at the start of the season. Would you put that down to maybe a change in position? What would you put that down to? Is it just a normal process that the player goes through? And what have been the conversations that you've had with him, if any, regarding just getting him back to that form that Chiefs fans saw at the start of the season?
Yeah, I think you answer your own question. Players go through forms, and Castillo is no different. The only problem with Castillo is that he went away with the South American team, Venezuela, and he came back, and the players that were playing in his position were doing fairly well. So you don't just change your team, and probably that's what's kept him a little bit back, is the fact that the players that are playing in his position are playing well. So he has to understand that.
Coach, just to add the last one, while we're on the youngsters, Samgelo Zwane, what is it that he has to do to command a regular place in the team, seeing that the defensive midfield part needs to do with a young player like him?
Yeah, like we said, there's so much competition within that area of the pitch that he will get his turn, and I have no doubt he will have his turn in the future.
And maybe lastly, just
Last
an
one,
injury
ask
update.
Jabu.
Injury update, coach. Any change
Oh,
in terms of?
no, we still have Fonsane out, we still have Keegan out, we still have Reef out, we still have Solly out. I'm trying to give the right number. I think those on top of my head right now, there could be a few more.
Coach, having two players selected for Panama, thoughts on that?
Oh, that's very nice. I will give them a round of applause today, and I think they've done well, both Kevin and Bruce. They've done well to have that chat or to have that call from the national coach, and they just have to go and do their best, and hopefully they are part of the Nations Cup or part of the nations team that goes and do qualification rounds for the World Cup.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, guys.